the Samsung Flip WM75FX, the latest addition to the Samsung Flip Pro family. You're already familiar with the predecessors, the Samsung Flip 3 devices, and you can find the Flip Pro devices in our videos up here. But today we're going to take a look at the highlights of the new FX series, in this case with the 75-inch device. Let's start with the design. Like its predecessors, the WM-FX series has a white casing. However, there are slight differences in the buttons and in the ports at the front and back. We'll talk about those in a moment. The new series also comes in 4 different sizes: 55, 65, 75 and 85-inch devices. As with the previous models, the 4 sizes are divided into 55, 65, 75 and 85 inches. There aren't any major differences between the devices, except that the 2 smaller models don't have as many ports. However, these can be supplemented with an optional connection box, just like with the previous model. What makes the 2 smaller sizes more interesting though is that they can be rotated. With the help of the 2 carrying handles on the back, which are now also in white, the device can be easily mounted or moved from room to room. Speaking of moving, today we've installed a display on the Samsung Oslo mobile trolley. This means the display can be used on the move with ease, and its height can also be adjusted. We've linked suitable trolleys and wall mounts for you in the description. The ports on the new series are identical to those on the previous series. For example, you also have the USB-C port here, which allows you to transmit audio, video and touch signals. However, there is a change to the ports on the back. The DisplayPort is no longer available, but an HDMI output has been added instead. This is especially handy, as it means you can, for example, output the image to a projector as well. Let's move on to the controls at the front. All the way to the right, we've got the power button, which you can use to switch the device on and off or put it into standby mode. Next, there are 2 buttons for adjusting the volume. In the middle, there's the button for the note layer, which allows you to create notes and save them directly onto the Samsung Flip. Next up is the very useful freeze button. With the freeze button, you can pause shared content, allowing you to make changes in the background. If you press the freeze button again, people will see the live image once more. This can be especially useful during presentations if you want to make changes without them being visible. It's also very helpful in the classroom, for example, when teachers want to change or prepare their materials while the pupils are still looking at the worksheet. Let's now move on to the only change regarding the buttons at the front. Namely, the button for dimming the screen is no longer there. But we've gained a very handy new button, the back button, which allows you to cancel or completely end processes. All the way to the left, there's also the home button, which, just like with the previous model, takes you back to the home screen. And this is where it gets interesting, because the user interface is new. And let's take a look at what's new now. The menu bar is located at the bottom left, as well as on the right. This means you have access to the menu from all sides. As you can see, the menu bar has been designed a little differently. Here, you have the option to customize the taskbar entirely to your liking, for example by individually setting and removing your favorites in the menu. You can also move the individual elements at the bottom and arrange them however you like. Another important improvement is the brightness. The devices now have 450 instead of 350 candela, which is of course an advantage, especially in bright rooms. The operating system has also received an upgrade. With Tizen 9.0, we have a more powerful system, which can be particularly helpful when there are several users. For example, if we open the whiteboard and work in it, you can see that everything runs smoothly and without latency, and it's no problem at all even with several people. We also have the Apps menu item, where for instance we find the pre-installed VXT Player. The new series also enables digital signage. You can use the VXT Player, for example, in combination with the CMS mobile app to display content created within it. And of course you can manage the content with an appropriate schedule. Another small but noteworthy innovation is the eye comfort mode. You can activate it by going through the menu, selecting the setting, and then switching the mode on or off as needed. In conclusion, it can be said that the new models offer several meaningful improvements, such as increased brightness, a more powerful operating system, the new user-friendly interface, integrated digital signage, and changes to the buttons on the front as well as the ports at the back, such as the HDMI output. If you have any further questions, whether general or about specific technical aspects, feel free to write to us in the comments or ask our Vision Next experts. Do subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any more highlights, and see you next time.